Today we were talking about having a review of some of Venerable Chödrön's teachings on Aryadeva's verses, and during that those teachings, somebody asked a question about purification. I really enjoyed thinking about this, and I just thought it was a really good question. And we do purification practices here every morning and evening, which is a way, which is a 4-step process, the 4 opponent powers that you can read about, and it attenuates our karma, meaning that we've done actions in the past, and actions definitely bring results, and if we've done unwholesome actions, they're going to bring the result of suffering at some point. So we do these purification practices because we don't want to suffer, and these over time can diminish and abolish those karmas from ever ripening. So this person asked, when a bad thing happens and you think, this is an opportunity to purify my negative karma, do you just think that? It's like, is that it? You just, this bad, because this was in relation to of when bad things or, things that are hard happen to us, we can use that as an opportunity to realize that our karma is ripening, and rather than reacting in anger, we try to take it into our Dharma practice and try to realize, wow, this is a karma ripening. And so this question is, well, okay, so something bad is happening to me. Now do I just think, okay, this is an opportunity to purify, my negative karma. Boom, is that it? Is that all you do? And, or is there something else that you have to do actively to make the purification happen? So it's a very good question. And Venerable said, it's your attitude that makes it purification. And then he goes, that's it? And then she launches into more of an explanation. And she says, if you respond with anger, you're just continuing your cyclic existence. You're continuing, the same old that we've been doing since the beginning of this time. But if you respond without anger and you just accept that this is a result of my own actions, my own karma, then in that moment you're stopping it. You're stopping it right there, because you're not creating any causes for further suffering at that point. That karma is getting exhausted. And so then she says, and there's even a deeper way to think about this, because it could be that other karmas are getting consumed in the process because of how you're just handling the situation. So then it's possible that by your handling this small little thing, just the way you're going about it, you could be purifying things that are huge that you've done in the past, and you don't even know. It's that idea of a small cause can lead to a large result, is one of the characteristics. I think it's called one of the general characteristics of karma. And so that's like, a little seed can bring this huge oak tree, and a small action can have a huge result. Think about that sometime when you just change a few numbers on your tax forms. Just a small thing, just transposing a few zeros. Not any big action. Can have huge results. Can stay with you for the rest of your life. So she says, the way to think about this is, this is my karma ripening. In this pain right now, in this life, it's happening in this life, and so I'm getting off kind of easy. Instead of having a long time and a horrible rebirth, I'm getting off easy, and it's okay, I can handle this. I'm getting off easy. And so she says this way of thinking really gives your mind a lot of confidence, and also because you're having a lot of faith in the teachings, and especially in the teaching on karma, that actions have an ethical dimension. And so, so you're accepting the situation rather than going into maybe anger or depression. And she then advises us to start with very small things like little inconveniences. And as things are happening in the day, they're just small little things, of really not much consequence. Like, how should we arrange this? How should we do that? Most of the stuff we deal with all day long is, where to put the papers, and, we make it into a big deal. But, so then that helps us to train our mind, and that's what we're doing here. So then when we get in situations like like that movie we saw the other day with Garchen Rinpoche, being imprisoned, having to see that as the result of his previous karma, that's just so unbearable kind of a situation. But he did bear it, and he made good use of it, and he was able to actually deepen his practice, obviously. 20 years being imprisoned. So for us to have minds like that and not to just give up, I remember Venerable talking about this, and I think I read this story too, but she was like, there were times when some of the when Tibet was being taken over by the Chinese in the 50s, 60s, I guess it would have been early 60s, 59, that some geshes who have much study were willing to like give up their, their precepts and everything because they wanted to save their lives. And she said, that's really not, putting the teachings into practice. They've stayed at an intellectual level, and of course, if we think of our own lives, it'd be to give up your life for your beliefs. That takes some confidence and some strength in what you're doing. And so, of course, we need to start with these things that are small so that we develop our capacities. But it has to be taken into our daily life and not left as something on a piece of paper.